So about a year prior to the release of Nevermind, you played drums with Nirvana during their 1990 Sonic Youth tour, that tour being a big turning point in the band's history. At that point in time when things were really getting off the ground, were Kurt and Chris feeling any pressure mounting on them?
Those guys were keeping their heads about it. Yeah, I mean, they're already having some success. And even when I was with them, we were here in LA and we were having meetings with A&R people and managers and stuff like that. Most of them at the time, they didn't really, they could tell, they just kind of seemed like phony Hollywood types. And I think, well, just even touring with Sonic Youth, I think that was an influence on them because they ended up signing with the same label and having the same manager and all that kind of stuff. So, but yeah, I mean, they knew that they were going to get signed somehow or something that was going to happen. And yeah, I mean, even Sonic Youth were doing really well. That tour that we did was for the Goo record, and they were kind of, I mean, for their band, like that was great. They were like selling punk rock gold. So I remember thinking and talking with those guys, thinking like, you guys could probably do that and maybe even do a little bit better. Nobody thought nobody thought it'd be like that.
When was the first time you realized, like, my goodness, they're about to explode? Like, was there a moment like that for you?
Like right before that record came out, yeah. Or just even, it was a good record. Really catchy songs, and, I thought it would do well.
So on that record, one of the songs on that record is Drain You. And from what I understand, in April of 91, when Kurt and Dave were going down from Seattle to LA to record Nevermind, they met up with you first in San Francisco. And
they did.
And one of the songs you guys jammed together was actually Drain You. Did you write the drum parts for that song? Is that correct?
Yeah, more or less. I remember we went over to my rehearsal space and just to jam or whatever, and that was one of the songs Kurt had that he hadn't finished yet. And Dave actually jumped on bass and I jumped on drums, and that was just the drum part that came to mind. And I remember Dave saying, "Oh, that's really great. I wasn't quite sure what to play on that." And so that's the drum beat he ended up using. I mean, it's pretty much like a Ringo style drum beat.
So could you technically say that you're a songwriter on that song?
I wish I could, because then I could get money for it.
Of all the Nirvana songs that you're involved with, whether it's the Dale demo, whether it's the one that's like on Bleach, all the stuff you worked on, what is your favorite song? Do you have one?
I like Floyd the Barber a lot. I mean, a lot of the stuff, like the demo or whatever that I played on, I mean, definitely there's certainly more of a Melvins influence than what they turned into. When they had done their first record and came down and played me About a Girl, and I said, "You guys been listening to the Smithereens?" And they kind of went, "Oh," like they kind of been caught, or just they were surprised that I said that, but I'd just seen the Smithereens play, so I was like, "Whoa!" And I think they did listen to the Smithereens a little bit, or at least there's I mean, that kind of Beatles thing, I guess, but I do think that they'd been listening to the Smithereens.